Why do dogs stretch when they see you? Have you ever noticed how your dog stretches when you walk through the door? Maybe they extend their front legs, lower their chest to the ground, and give you that sleepy-eyed look that screams, "Welcome home, my human." If you're like most dog owners, this cute little routine probably melts your heart every time. But why do dogs do it? Are they just waking up from the 45th nap of the day? Are they trying to loosen up before their post-dinner zoomies? Or, brace yourself, could it be their version of yoga? Let's dig into the mystery of the dog stretch, with a little humor to keep things lively. The stretch, a doggy. Hello! First off, let's talk about what this stretch even is. Known as the play bow in dog behavior circles, this move is like a canine handshake or wave. When your dog stretches out in front of you, they're not just limbering up like a yoga instructor preparing for downward dog, although the resemblance is uncanny. They're communicating. The play bow is essentially your dog's way of saying, "Hey, I'm excited to see you and I'm in a good mood." Think of it as a combination of a greeting and an invitation to interact. Now, don't get jealous. It's not just reserved for you. Dogs use this same stretch to communicate with other dogs. If you've ever watched your pup meet a fellow furball at the park, you might have seen them dip into a bow before tearing off into a game of chase. But don't worry, when they do it for you, it's special. After all, you're their #1 human. Stretch or secret fitness routine. Okay, so maybe it's a greeting, but could there be more to it? Dogs are natural athletes, even if some, like pugs or bulldogs, seem more like retired athletes. Stretching helps them keep their muscles loose and their joints ready for action. Think about it. If you spent half the day curled up in a ball on the couch, wouldn't you want a good stretch before sprinting to the door to greet your favorite person? Plus, dogs are masters of efficiency. Why just greet you when they can also sneak in a little warm-up? It's like your dog is saying, "Hello, I missed you. Also, give me a second to prepare for our next activity," whether it's fetch, a walk, or the thrilling chase of a squirrel I'll never catch. The science behind the stretch. But wait, there's science involved too. Stretching can be a sign of relaxation and trust. Dogs don't stretch like this for just anyone. If your dog stretches when they see you, it means they feel safe and comfortable in your presence. You're part of their inner circle, the VIP section of their life. Cue the warm fuzzies, right? And here's where it gets even cuter. Studies suggest that when dogs stretch in front of you, they may be mimicking behavior they've seen in you. Yup, you're a role model. If you stretch when you wake up or after a long day, your dog might just be copying your movements. Let's be honest, they probably think they're nailing it. Humor. Time, the drama of the stretch. Now, let's not overlook the drama of the dog stretch. Dogs are nothing if not theatrical. Ever notice how your dog stretches just enough to block your path? Or how they hold that pose long enough for you to notice and compliment them? "Oh, wow, Mac, such a good stretch." Trust me, they live for that validation. And let's not forget the soundtrack. Many dogs accompany their stretches with an Oscar-worthy groan that sounds like they've just endured the most exhausting day of their lives. Meanwhile, you know they've spent the past 8 hours napping on the couch, moving only to reposition themselves in the sunniest spot. A stretch with a side of bonding. Stretching isn't just about greeting or warming up. It's also a bonding moment. When your dog stretches in front of you, they're inviting interaction. Maybe they want a belly rub or a playful pat on the head. Or maybe they're just reminding you that they exist and they're adorable, and you should probably drop whatever you're doing to pay attention to them. Take this as an opportunity to engage. Get down on their level, scratch behind their ears, or even mimic their stretch. Sure, you might look a little silly doing a play bow in your living room, but your dog will think you're a genius. Stretching across the species. If you've ever wondered whether other animals do this, the answer is yes. Cats, for example, are also stretch aficionados. However, when a cat stretches in your presence, it's usually less about bonding and more about showing off how much cooler they are than you. Dogs, on the other hand, stretch with purpose. And that purpose is almost always centered around you. A final thought, the stretch is love language. At the end of the day, your dog's stretch is a love letter without words. It's their way of saying, "You're home, and I'm happy about it." It's a gesture of trust, affection, and excitement rolled into one adorable move. So the next time your dog stretches when they see you, take a moment to appreciate it. They're not just loosening up, they're telling you how much you mean to them. And really, who doesn't love a greeting that comes with a full-body stretch and a side of unconditional love? Now, if only humans could pull off something as charming as a dog stretch every time we saw someone we liked. Maybe give it a try. Next time you see your best friend, dip into a play bow, and see what happens. Just make sure no one's recording it for TikTok.